Good evening. A single mother from Sussex has been forced to give up her top job in London because of the crisis on Southern Rail. Emma Green was working as a lawyer but says delays and cancellations have played havoc with her family life. Today, emergency talks have been taking place to try to end the misery for commuters. Malcolm Shaw has more.
For Emma Green, the chaos on Southern Rail has come at a very high price. Emma, who's a lawyer, used to have a top job with a legal firm in the City of London. She'd commute from her home in Littlehampton. But after enduring months of delays and cancellations, the single mum has had enough, taking a lower paid position with a company nearer home and her young son.
Basically, I had to make sure I left the office every day at 5 o'clock. And when you're a lawyer, that's not always possible. There are days where you need to stay late. But because of the long journey home and not knowing if it was going to take me 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours even, I had to leave at 5 just to guarantee that I got home at a decent time.
On Tuesday evening, hundreds of passengers found themselves locked out of Brighton station. Southern blamed factors beyond its control, like a shortage of crews and signalling problems in the extreme heat. This morning, the company's boss, Charles Horton, faced commuters at Victoria Station and apologised unreservedly, saying they've been very patient. Patient perhaps, but far from happy. For many, the final straw has been the emergency timetable, cutting 350 services every day.
It's as though they've cancelled hope on Southern Railway. If you live on a branch line, if you live on any of the branch lines, you're doomed.
And for the money that we have to pay, I think it's appalling, and I think they should have their franchise removed.
So how much longer can Southern hang on? Many are calling for the company to be stripped of its franchise. Today, MPs from Sussex have been meeting the new rail minister, Paul Maynard.
DfT is monitoring closely what GTR are doing, and we are in contact with them on a daily basis to make sure that they are trying as hard as they can to improve performance.
All the while, the dispute over the role of guards rumbles on. The government is considering whether to broker talks between Southern and the RMT union. Passengers, as ever, caught in the middle. Malcolm Shaw, ITV News, Brighton.
A woman has died after a glider crashed into countryside near Basingstoke. Emergency teams were called to Southwood Farm Lane near the village of Bradley. Police say the 60-year-old pilot died at the scene. Air accident investigators are looking into the causes of the crash. Police were called to a busy Brighton street this afternoon following reports of a man carrying a knife. Officers drew a taser on the man in Ditchling Road but did not have to fire it. A man's been arrested on suspicion of possessing an offensive weapon. Patients, staff and visitors had to be evacuated from a Sussex hospital after a fire broke out in one of the plant rooms. 4 engines were called when the alarm was raised at the Princess Royal Hospital in Haywards Heath. The family of a mother from Sussex are desperate to hear from her after she travelled to Tunisia to attend divorce proceedings but failed to return. Melissa Everest hasn't spoken to her family since missing her flight home, but the Foreign Office have offered her assistance. Derek Johnson reports.
Melissa Everest in happier times in this spoof music video. The mother of 2 from Lancing has not spoken to her family for a week since she travelled to Tunisia to divorce her husband, Adam Harabi. She was due to arrive in Gatwick on Wednesday of last week, but her family's not heard from her. Only texts from her husband, saying, among other things, "I have my wife with me."
Our concern is mainly for her safety. She told a handful of friends and family members that if she did not return home on the Thursday, then to call the police. She was scared about going out there, and we, pleaded with her, please don't go out there. We need to hear it from Melissa because it's extremely out of character for her.
Mum, please can you just contact us? We just want to see and hear that you're okay, because we're just really worried and we can't sleep. And we just want to know that you'll come back eventually. It doesn't matter if you stay there, just at least let us know you're fine.
Sussex Police have released a statement about the disappearance of Melissa Everest. It says this was reported to us at the weekend, but following inquiries from the National Crime Agency and the Foreign Office, the Tunisian police found her and she confirmed to them that she was in Tunisia of her own free will. The family have been told this.
Obviously our concern is that Adam's father is the chief of police over there, and we know that there are a lot of family members of his that work within the Tunisian airport.
Melissa Everest's family hopes that publicity over the case will lead to a swift homecoming. Derek Johnson, ITV News, Worthing.
Plans for a new £25 million sports centre in Winchester have been revealed by the council. The complex, including an Olympic-sized swimming pool, would replace the ageing River Park Leisure Centre. The council says it plans to borrow the money needed to build the centre. The America's Cup World Series has come to Portsmouth, and Britain's skipper Sir Ben Ainsley is already celebrating. He and his wife Georgie, who live on the Isle of Wight, have announced the birth of their first child.
She's called Bellatrix and she was born on Saturday. She's a very healthy, happy little baby, and she and Georgie are now at home on the Isle of Wight and settling in very well.
Have you bought Bellatrix a little dinghy yet?
Having been a competitor myself, I'm going to be the least competitive in terms of pushing my daughter. I hope, of course, that she grows up and has every opportunity as any parent would want for their child.
Meanwhile, some of the best sailors in the world were out on the Solent today in a charity race in memory of Andrew Bart Simpson. The Dorset sailor died in 2013 training on an America's Cup catamaran. Here's Sally Simmons.
So keen are this group of guest sailors for the chance to jump on an America's Cup boat that between them they've paid £13,000 for the privilege.
A few nerves, yeah, a little bit, because you're walking on a trampoline. I'm not used to that.
It's the best fairground ride you can ever go on.
I think so.
Scared?
Yeah, a little apprehensive, but we'll be all right. I think we're in safe hands.
The money will go to the Andrew Simpson Sailing Foundation, the charity set up after the tragic death of Andrew Simpson, known as Bart, 3 years ago. The 36-year-old from Sherborne in Dorset died when his America's Cup catamaran Artemis capsized in San Francisco. He was sailing with the man he'd won 2 Olympic medals with, his lifelong friend Ian Percy.
The sport was ahead of the development of the safety of the sport, and it's another way Andrew's giving back. The boats now are much, they are all the same in the main structural components, very much like a Formula 1 pod. We're tucked inside these unbreakable compartments. We're much better trained.
Bart, Andrew Simpson was an amazing guy and much loved worldwide. I'm not sure there's many people who could have sort of brought the teams together to get out on the water, but they're all just fall over themselves to get out there and do something for the foundation, which is absolutely amazing.
The yearly event called Bart's Bash, organised by the foundation, has encouraged 45,000 people to get on the water.
You have to hang on so tight, and then when all the boats get so close to each other, it's just absolutely fantastic. What a day.
Today's event, with the world's best, will ensure many more get a taste of the sport that was Andrew Bart Simpson's life. Sally Simmons, ITV News, Portsmouth.
Finally, happy birthday to Annie Rideout, who is celebrating her 109th birthday. She marked her special day at home with her family and 6 children and will be having a second party on Sunday with her great-great-grandchildren. And she received a card from the Queen, her 9th so far.
It gives me great pleasure to send my best wishes to you on your 109th birthday. I hope you will be filled with happy memories.
Next month I am 88. I think I'm a very lucky person to still have my mother at my time of life, which I never thought I would. I'm very grateful, really.
Happy birthday, Annie. Weather time now. Here's Simon.
From cold fronts to camping, driving through Europe, Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Good evening, and if you've been finding sleeping a little bit tricky this last few days, tonight is another warm night. 15, 16 degrees, some clear spells, showers towards the west moving away northwards, so it'll be a dry end to the night, but there might be a bit of cloud around first thing tomorrow morning, but that'll break up quite nicely. We'll get some decent sunny spells on the go. Temperatures in that sunshine, not bad at all, 24, maybe even 25 degrees, but watch out for a scattering of showers, and yes, some of those showers could be heavy and possibly thundery, but showers are very hit and miss. You might not see anything at all other than another fine afternoon.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
And that is it for now. We're back during Good Morning Britain from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. But from the late team, thank you very much for your company. See you again tomorrow. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.